Hey everyone, how are you today? Do me a favor before we get started. I need you to hit this like button. If you're not a subscriber, I need you to do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. Also, check me out on IG, elevation_mentor. How is everyone today? Today we're going to talk about the housing market and specifically how to buy a foreclosure. So first of all, we're going to talk about what is a foreclosure. So a foreclosure is essentially when you don't pay your mortgage and the lender comes and takes your house. So they don't take it right away. They do try to work it out with you because they don't really want your house. So they will be doing things like offering a payment plan. You don't lose your house after one missed payment or two missed payments. Um, However, that's something not to play with. So paying the mortgage, if you don't pay anything else, you pay your mortgage, right? But essentially, that is what a foreclosure is. You don't pay your mortgage, so they come take your house. So, where can you find a foreclosure? First of all, speaking of foreclosures, has anyone been looking around? So, I've seen a couple of foreclosures, and those prices are high. And I'm like, this is a foreclosure? Like, that's the purpose of getting a foreclosure, right? So that it can be less expensive. So, as you know, with a foreclosure, you can still have big, beautiful homes or big, beautiful multifamily. All it is that the occupant was in trouble and couldn't pay. So you're getting a quality home because the occupant was in trouble. All right. So, how do you get the foreclosure? Well, there are three different ways. One is before the foreclosure takes place. The other is at the foreclosure, and then last is after foreclosure happens. Okay, so before the foreclosure takes place, so that is called a pre-foreclosure. The foreclosure has not happened yet, but it's getting ready to happen. Pre-foreclosure. So you can find those on Zillow or foreclosure.com. So, what happens with a pre foreclosure, the occupant is in trouble, but their home has not been foreclosed on yet. So, generally, people do not want this on their record. So, if you're looking at the things like Zillow or foreclosure.com, keep in mind that the foreclosure has not happened yet and they don't want this on their record. So, they would be more than happy to see you. Again, Zillow, foreclosure.com. So you would go to the homeowner um, regarding the property, and then a realtor is going to help you with all the transactions. So that is the pre foreclosure listings, Zillow, foreclosure.com. Again, the foreclosure has not happened yet, so they will be more than happy to see you because they do not want that on their records. Second way, auction. Has anyone been to an auction before? So, an auction is when the lender sells the property. So, the auction that happens at your local courthouse, if you Google where your local courthouse is, you can call them up and ask them when do they hold auctions. So, generally, they have a schedule, a repeatable schedule. So, you can Google your local courthouse and ask them when are their auctions. So the thing about auctions is that you cannot see the inside of the home. You can only see the outside. So auctions sometimes they are not advisable, depending on what it is that you're trying to do. If you're just buying it to flip it, that's fine. But essentially, you don't know what you're getting because you can't get into the house. You don't know what's wrong with the house. You don't know if there's squatters in there. You don't know what's going on in there. All right. Um, but buying it to flip it, that's fine. Or if you just want to buy it and take a risk, keep in mind it's a risk anytime you don't go inside of the house. So you need to go inside of the house and see what's wrong with the house. All right, so this is the auction. You can't get inside, you can only see the outside. And with the auctions, they do not allow financing. So you take cashier's checks there and you write the cashier's checks in different denominations, and then you put the denominations together. So they're at the local courthouse bidding. All right. Whoever wins the bid wins the house, and they get their cashier's checks out. They put their denominations together, and then they are off to the races with their auction. So that is the second way, the auction. Googling, where is the local courthouse close to me? For all of these mysterious auctions that are going on. Don't you find it interesting that there are things going on um, right underneath your nose and you can't see them? Don't you think that's interesting? I think it's very interesting. So that's the second way, auctions. And then lastly is just your general open market, that is listings at the brokerage. This will be on the MLS. So your realtor has access to the MLS. There are also other places where you can actually buy access to the MLS. Like, things are changing out here. So these are foreclosures and they're on the MLS, but they are also on the websites Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. All right. So foreclosures that are out here on the open market, they can be financed. All right. Then you also have sites like HUD.gov, and those are for owner occupants if you want to actually live in it. All right. So you have the MLS, and then you have all of these different websites. All right. So just to recap, you have your pre-foreclosure. They're not foreclosed on. They don't want that on their record. They would be more than happy to see you. That is Zillow, foreclosure.com. Number 2, auction. Googling your local courthouse. Where are these secret auctions going on that you don't want anybody to know about? All this secret wealth transactions going on. Number 3, your open market. Your realtor has the MLS, and the foreclosures are on the MLS. And then they're also on the websites Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, HUD.gov. And again, HUD.gov is if you want to live in it. All right. So that is the foreclosure process for you if you're interested in checking out foreclosures. All right. So if anyone is watching me and you are interested in buying property, check out this link below and join the wait list for the real estate group. So essentially, what you're doing is buying your freedom. All right. This going to a job every day, working a job. Maybe you're at a job you don't like. Maybe you're at a job where you're being disrespected, passed over for promotion, all kind of things going on. Well, that never ends. And it doesn't matter how old you are. You can be 30s, 40s. Oh, and to mention also being fired, being laid off. So it never ends. And it doesn't matter how old you are, 30s, 40s, you're in your 50s, still being disrespected. You're in your 60s, still being disrespected. You're in your 70s, still being disrespected. You're being in your 80s, still being disrespected. So break the chain. How do you break it? You break it by buying your freedom. That's why real estate is important. All right. So do me a favor before you leave. I need for you to hit this like button. What that does is it helps other people to see the channel. If you are not a subscriber, I need for you to hit the subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. Also, feel free to leave a comment below. And while you are looking below, check out my hat collection below. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.